Emmanuel. And taking the pose.
That's right. I brought all my tomatoes because I don't have the costume on today. Our next guest needs no introduction. The gorgeous, fabulous, amazing, adorable.
She was paid for this.
Extended solo, beloved Kenzie.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're so glad that you're here with us, especially on Sunday morning, and we hope you're having a good time so far. Don't we hope they're having a good time so far? And we will let you, those of you who would like to ask your own questions, maybe they line up behind the ladies here. You see Erica and Sheila, they're in the aisles with the mics, so if you have a question, please line up with them. And my first question for you this morning is, during all the 4 seasons of the show so far, what do you think has been the scariest Fae that you guys have had to deal with? Even if it's one of the like the Fae kind of stories.
Scariest Fae. Well, I mean, really, the first episode that we shot, which is episode 8 of season 1, Bo had to fight a Morak, which was like this water creature who fed off of your anger. So the more angry you got, the more fierce it got. And it was a pretty scary character. It was like kind of this predatory looking, dreadlock kind of scaly creature.
And she smelled like fried bitch, so that doesn't help. Thanks, Rick. Thanks for that good eye. That's great. I don't know, I have to agree. She was so, like on screen, just watching back the episode, she was so scary. Yeah, I don't know, I can't think of anything else.
You said that was the first one. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the student.
Oh.
Well, if that was the first scene you shot, that must have been setting the tone for the season.
The first episode we shot of the pilot, as they say.
Okay, well, my next question is, what aspect of your character is actually most like you as an individual?
Like I said yesterday, I got to go home and cut myself open. Dear Diary, March 1st, 2014. I'm feeling lightheaded again this evening. Can't quite figure out why. I'm out of bandages. No, go to the drugstore, get bandages. Yeah, I guess the relationship part of Trick, the care part of Trick.
I have to say, for me,
Yeah, which part of the Morgan are you most like?
okay. Poking, picking. So other than that part, the sweet, vulnerable human part that we see.
Very early, but
Very, very
there in the depths, the abyss of your soul.
It's there, lurking deep, deep down inside. But it is there.
I think I have to agree with Rick in terms of the caring part. Kenzie well, no, you said the vulnerable side, and Rick meant like the caring, like, taking care of your family or your friends. I think Kenzie very much values. I mean, it's the most important thing in her life is the people she loves. So I think I am like that. I very much value the people that I love. Really? That's all it took? Oh, thank you. Okay, guys, I love a fashion. Thank you for how we got to that. Bring out the characters. It's all about freaking clothes. And the shoes. And the heels. Thank you.
You have deep caring for fashion.
I so deep care for fashion.
Okay, we're going to start over here on our right with Sheila, please.
What is the most unusual question you get at these fans and details, or what would be your answer to those questions?
The weirdest question?
And what would be the answer?
Well, yesterday we had one about food.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like things you don't know, like meatloaf has cornflakes in it, or what about it?
That's right.
Okay, not cornflakes.
Oh,
Just,
no, wait.
I think there's actually something I read about that made me look very uncomfortable.
Somebody once asked me at a con what my favorite cleaning product was. And I was like, okay, first of all, how do you know that I secretly really love cleaning? Because I've never said that, ever. And I was like, you're kidding, right? He was not kidding. He just genuinely wanted to know.
What was your answer?
Like a I don't know, Windex. Paper towels. I can't, like, literally, I can't live without paper towels. So.
Well, especially with index. Yeah. They
Unless
kind of
it's Windex wipes, then, like, that's just, you know.
Have you ever been extended tests? The windows are all streaky with fingerprints. I love index. I don't know, whenever I've been asked questions, like those kinds of questions where you're like, that's a hard one. I always have to clarify, like, are you talking about me or the character? Because it's always a difficult one. And usually for me, I have an answer, and then the trick is like, index. The play index for reading my books. Because I don't know if you look closely in there, I mean, you know, high definition TV nowadays, you can see the background quite clearly. It's like, yeah, Trick hasn't cleaned in a while.
Do you think Trick has like cleaning trolls? Like you hire them like once a week and they come in and that's the shit out of everything?
Yeah, I would say yes. It's a Kenzie fairy. Trick has like, brownies or fairies probably do the thing for him. I mean, like, very early on. I see with Anna when she first comes into the doll, and she says, well, don't you have something to do that? I don't have to take the car after and talk about my classes. And I allude to the fact that there are, but I like to do it myself sometimes.
You turn on some jams. You're like
Yeah,
lobsters,
music,
it's like
all
late
that.
at night. He's shirtless, you're sweating. You're using like the Swiffer sweepers. I can see it.
It's part of the whole incantation to actually conjure up the dusting things and the brooms to do it themselves. So really, if you're receiving the idea in the middle of the dell, just doing that little the conjuring up dance, and then all the brooms and everything just be like sweeping around by themselves with the music.
And then you just continue to dance like nobody's watching.
Exactly.
And one of these days, they may show like a blooper reel on the back.
There is a photo out there somewhere. He's standing beside the broom. The broom was just made in such a way that you put it down and let it go and you stand there. And so for a scene that you're doing, we did that body swap episode. That is stuff on the ground on the ring, which is another good story didn't make it to the final episode, but yeah, one of the problems is keeping a picture of it. If I haven't tweeted, or if you guys haven't, have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about? All right, I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it next week.
Everybody was sick. Okay, over here with Erica, please.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I know it's like totally irrelevant, but when it comes to eating Oreo cookies, what is your method?
Good one. So, are you a dunker? Are you a puller aparter? Leave the middle out first? Or do you just kind of gnaw the whole thing at once, right? Those are the three options, really, right? For Oreos? Clarify for you, too. They don't eat Oreos.
I didn't know the options. How about you,
I think I'm I'm a little bit of a, I love dunking things like
People.
Are we that immature? Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm sitting in the middle from now on.
Yes, a dunker, okay? But like hot tea, well, milk would be a deal, I guess, but I like the hot tea, like my grandmother used to have, this wasn't with Oreos, but like a little piece of meat, and that was fun, and hold it there as long as you can before
So English.
crumbles and disappears, so, yeah. Tea time, bitch. Yeah, she would have tea for me after school every day, so, we see a scene coming up in season 5,
My grandma used to do that.
so we don't do that.
Okay, got it. No, I don't know. I try to eat healthy. Doesn't always work, but I don't. If I allow myself to eat Oreos, then I would just eat Oreos from morning to night. So, especially if I'm like working, I try to be really good. But some days I slowly walk by the craft table a couple of times, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. And then had Judy in the corner with like 4. And I'm like, it's okay if I just eat these 4. And I just stubborn. There's no time.
Well, then to complete the circle, I like to crack them open and eat the white stuff first, and then the cookie. Although then you kind of don't want the cookie. Anybody want this? Mommy, take the cookie part. So yeah.
Next question.
Hi. I introduced my mother to the show, but we can't talk about it because I don't want to have these conversations with my mother. And my dad still gives me side eye because I introduced her to the show. So I was wondering if when you got cast on the show, if you're like, hey, guess what? I got cast on the show. Oh, really? What's it about? Explain your role in the show to people who you thought would be uncomfortable with the show's content.
Well, if I could just jump in and say, I feel like you may be asking the wrong 3 people because we actually, more or less, are pretty good. Like we don't go home and go like, hey, I had like 7 sex scenes today. It was a really hard day. I feel like, more or less, we've had our moments, but God bless Anna Silk. and what she does so brilliantly. But yeah, it's a crazy concept when you go like, yeah, it's about a succubus, she feeds off sexual energy. It's not a porno. I just want to put it out there.
Yeah. It's all legitimate television. Mom, don't worry. Actually, Mom was like reading. Is that Chris Holden Reed going to be on that show? Family is actually just always very supportive of whatever I do. Fortunately, I keep my clothes on for most things I do. So it's been good. It's been easy for me to explain.
She got a little sexy last year, though.
Yeah. But again, for the first 3 seasons, I'm shocked that it didn't happen until season 4. I was like, how did I get away with that? I didn't have to take sure they troll the internet and look at certain things, but they're not like, diehard watching a show all the time, or like there's an episode that I'm in, they'll, maybe they'll watch it, but I don't think they saw the,
The V and the V action.
the V and the V and the, right, so.
How did that seem like?
Well, I still think I'm very, very innocent. Very,
Okay, over here.
Hi guys. What has been, because you have some amazing fans, there's a big group of us that are like family. What has been your most memorable, whether good or bad, experience with the fans since the show started?
Good or bad experience with the fans? It was really cool. I had a really cool moment in New York City. I was standing outside with a couple of the organizers from Giant Ape who do distribution of this DVDs in New York and stuff. And I was standing outside and with Jay Firestone's son. And so we're standing there, and a New York cop is walking by, and he does a double take, and he looks at me, and he goes, "You're a trick on Lost Girl." And I'm like, "Is that going to get you arrested?" I hope this is going to stay positive. And I'm in New York City, and you are a cop. And he was like, "Oh man, I love the show, and I love your character. You're so awesome. Can I have a picture with you?" And so I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So we did a little picture right there in the street. Again, because he's a cop, so you say, "Absolutely, sir, absolutely." "Oh, would you like absolutely?" "No, I'm not very, I won't have anything." "No, I'm good." So we did a little picture, and he says, "Thank you very much." And he wanders off down the street, smiling from ear to ear, looking at the picture on his phone. And Jay Firestone's son turns to me and goes, "What is that like to make somebody so happy?" And I was like, "Really nice." So all of the positive experiences are incredibly positive for both of us, for both sides of the table, truly. And today I met somebody, Jason, and are you here? You know what I'm talking about. We have the same disability, and when you see somebody with my disability, you look similar, you look almost like family. And so I just said to her, "You have a eye, don't you?" She said, "Yes, I do." And so we had a nice little chat about it all, because you don't meet a lot of people. It's very rare bone disease. And so we both kind of got teary by the fact that we were both inspired by just meeting each other, because you don't meet somebody with such common language of experience. And that was pretty special, and that was this morning. So.
It's hard to think of the specific encounters. I don't know if this is like a really cheesy answer, but I really do cherish each and every one, because each and every person is so different. And when you guys bring us gifts, whether it's stamped assignment bracelets, or paintings that you've drawn, or portraits, or whatever the case may be, it's always so incredibly nice and wonderful, and we're so grateful to be able to meet you guys. It's just very special to have these experiences.
But bribes are.
Well, bribes are like kind of good,
So if you want to jump right to the kind of line of like the answer to this question, and then how to meet you, we're open.
We'll be at our tables after panel. Anyone wants to come with some ice cream? That's totally okay.
Okay, you
You're
have
gonna get it now. You better get an Oreo ice cream, everybody. Oreo ice cream.
Yes, you may want to get a cooler with you next to you. So.
Thank you for the question, Christina.
Okay, over here, please.
Hi, I know you won't be able to give away anything from season 5, obviously, but I'd like to know, what would you most like to have as an ending for your character, whether it's relevant to how the show is going, what you're filming now, or something that you would just love to have? What ending would you love for your character?
The reveal that Trick is Hugh Hefner. His hair is actually Drago. How's that?
equivalent of a female cucumber. Exactly what I was thinking. I don't know, like maybe we find Kenzie in, in hell, and she's like made it better. Like, she died and went to hell.
She'll be running Vegas or something.
Yeah, like she's just, dressed fabulously and she's made all the money. She's a Playboy bunny and tricks. Yeah, tricks.
Kenzie's very trick.
How about you?
No, well, on a just sort of like funny, not ever gonna happen though, but the more we vets get married, somebody secretly love each other this whole time.
That would be awesome.
Like, I love you. I love you too. Why have we been like this to each other this whole time? And then we dance off to the sunset.
I love it.
You share shoes.
Yes.
And leather thongs.
Erica.
Hi, yes. I just want to say that I really enjoyed the show and I'm happy that I get to see you. And my question is towards the Kenzie's character. What is your favorite costume and why? Because all the leather, the spandex, and the shoes.
I get this question all the time, and it's really hard to answer. Only because there's been so many cool outfits. The angel outfit was actually quite hysterical because, I was like, oh, finally I get to fulfill my dream and like look like a Victoria's Secret model, and I, put on the wings, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. And then the second I step on set, like I poke someone in the eye with like one of the wings, and I'm like, oh shit. Why can't I be smooth for 2 seconds? And from there, it just got worse. And our amazing background performers, God bless them, because every time I would do the scene, or especially when we were rehearsing, when I was, when I just put them on, I just nailed everybody in the eyes, specifically the most painful place to be nailed by giant, like, rock hard feather wings, yeah. So it was fun for 2 seconds, and then it was quite difficult to navigate with those things. But yeah, I'm very, very lucky that Kenzie's a chameleon, and I get to go undercover, and I, get to wear all these crazy things and constantly change up. It's a real joy.
I gotta say something. I think it's just hilarious because I didn't see that it was in season 3. You had these like fuzzy nylons, but they had like the design was like a stitch and both off the nylon. And I saw those. I was like, wow, those are cool. And you go, why does every guy think they're so cool? And so, that would be my.
I don't get it. And then mini skirt and like stilettos and tie-up nylons. Why is everyone like this?
Really asking that question.
I was young and naive. I'm much wiser now.
Hey, old beard kid.
Thanks so much for coming. I was wondering if you could take anything, costumes, set pieces, or after it's over, what would you take?
Half of Trick's vests.
Why half?
Because the other half I don't think I'll ever wear in public.
So it's more to like frame and look at. You can frame.
There's some really nice ones like that are almost like tuxedo looking and like really nice.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. You look dapper.
Yeah, unless you get to them first. Yeah, but the armorier ones and the animal print ones. I'll probably leave those alone. But yeah, the black leather pants that they made for Trick a couple of years ago, they're like, Trick needs some black leather pants. I'm like, yeah, Trick needs black leather pants. Everyone else, and then you wear them on a hot day or a cold day. Leather is for moderate days. Because if you wear
was appropriate. That, and it was the only one available out of any costume that I looked at online. I tried to order it from like 5 different places.
Oh my God.
To get different ones and see which one I wanted to wear. That didn't happen. There's one place in Burbank, Halloween Town. And I called them like, oh yeah, it's not Mickey Pie. Oh, yes. Like, yeah. This is Thursday. So, yes.
Hi, thanks so much for being here this weekend. My question is for all three of you. The storytelling of the show is really amazing. The way it blurs the lines between good and evil, light and dark, and all of your characters have made some really remarkable story arc transitions. And I was curious, have there ever been storylines that, as far as your characters go, that you're like, hey, I'm really hoping the writers go further into that, I want to explore that more? Or has there ever been one that you read the script and that you wait, you're going to make us do what?
Like, if you look at these walls, there have been moments. There have been moments where I'm like, I don't think Drake would say that or do that. But at the same time, as an actor, it's your job to kind of take whatever they've written and make it work. But as you go along, you get more and more background of the character under you. You become a little more protective. It's not what I see about your character, and you want to protect him and protect the thing that we created for you guys to have. And I've been pretty happy with actually everything. I really enjoyed it. Although it was hard to play the kind of in the flashback stuff and be the king who has to be kind of the hard line and stuff like that last season. And but it was a lot of fun to play a darker element.
I think for me, there's been a few episodes, and it's always been like a pleasant surprise when I see it, and I go, oh my god, really? That's awesome. And just usually the reaction is, I don't think I've ever, or it's been very rare that I've read something and gone, yeah, we need to talk about that. Or this doesn't work, or it doesn't, this doesn't fit my character. Exactly. It's been pretty consistent. But as far as the reaction to Strokes Out, the dancing episode was one where I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh god, that's
That is one of my favorite scenes ever. Like, I just watched it on repeat. You made me laugh so hard.
That was brilliant. It's very hard to do what you did. You did a very good job.
Thank you. It was fun. It was a blast shooting it. And then the episode where Lauren and I finally turned to be human, and how she does it.
When I read that, I was like, what?
I was like,
Really?
we can do that?
We're gonna just do that?
Like, how does that?
Yeah, that doctor. Sexy lawyer.
Those were episodes where I was like, okay. But a good positive reaction. Fun.
There's nothing like too unorthodox that can happen to Kenzie. I kind of expect the strange. When I found out about the tango, I was really excited, but when I found out that Jake Firestone wanted it, the way he wanted it to be filmed is as one consecutive 3-minute dance. Now, for anyone who has any experience in dance, 3 minutes may not seem like a long time, but it is a very long time to dance with no breaks, especially the tango. And so in my mind, usually how you film a dance or a stunt scene, you break it up into pieces. And so you do one little part and stop, you do another little part, and that's how the process goes. So here, finding out that we had to do it all in one swoop with no dance doubles, and we only had like 5 or 6 rehearsals, which was just miraculous, that we did what we did in such a short amount of time. that was just probably like the craziest, most physically challenging thing that I've ever had to do on the show.
Hi there, so from Denmark. It's great to see some Norse mythology on screen. I was wondering, is there any kind of mythological beings or people or items that haven't been used in the show that you see could be really interesting or that you'd like to work with on the show?
I suggested it a while ago, but I've answered the question similar to there's a great wealth of cultural mythology and beliefs that still exist in like South Africa that have this really cool, there's really great stories, and one of the characters is Tonka Lashe. I'm not going to go into a long explanation of it, just because I hear a baby crying and there's children here, so it's weird. And so go and Google it, Tokolioloshe, and he's a little guy who comes to women in their dreams, and kind of like a succubus, but it's an incubus, but it's a little more graphic, and he disrupts the whole family. Like he brings them misfortune and stuff like that. It's usually somebody else who's casting the Tonka onto, like going to a medicine doctor, casting that curse onto that family to ruin them. And I always thought it was kind of a really cool thing for Bo and Kenzie to discover and figure out how to, because the creature also befriends the children and it does all sorts of crazy stuff. And so I was like, ooh, what a crazy thing. And the people actually put their beds up on posts so that they can go on walks, so that she can't get to them in the middle of the night. And people still do this to this day, because they believe of it. And it's just cool. So I wanted to put that in there.
I wish we could work with more animals. That'd be cool. Like when we had, even though it was real, but when we had the spider episode, even like the notion of like, this crazy spider that was making us paranoid and angry, and I don't know, I wish we had like a crazy cat, or like an alligator, or just totally wild. Wow, I sound really smart right now. Just
yeah, the whole elephant episode. The budget is going.
I think Morgan should have a giraffe. A small, like genetically modified giraffe. Yes.
My little giraffe.
Giraffe, that's in my coffee.
But I always thought it would be fun to have like the Morgan as like a dog. It would either have to be like some teeny tiny, ridiculous, cute looking thing with this awful big like spiky collar and this
And like an overbite.
and an overbite, yeah, like a little gremlin.
Yeah,
yeah, or just a fabulous like Doberman with a very sleek looking dog, just like statue, just goes wherever she goes.
Yeah.
What a great animal.
And I that's.
Well, I've got to say, Rick, that your idea is, it sounds like a really cool creature, but let's face it, do these folks need anything to mess up their lives even worse than they're already doing? I mean, seriously, right?
Well, we need cases to solve.
Well, this is true.
People to help.
As long as it
So you have to throw those people into problems. And they're like, how are you today? Well, I'm fine. You're off to school, and they have lunches, and I'm going to work, and husband's going to stay home and, fix the car. It's like, oh, okay, great. Well, let's help you. Save the day.
Well, I meant very specifically, like Bo and Kenzie and stuff like that. Okay, next question, please.
My question for all of you, originally thought about Kenzie's character, since she wasn't Faye, but if you guys really could be Faye, what power would you have and why?
Yeah, no, a lot of us, a mesmer is a really neat character. And obviously, why? Why? So you can control people. Here, give me my coffee filter, Effie. Right here. Good, now it's over there. Save Bo from whatever. You know.
I would like to be able to just, well, two powers. I know I can have two, she's one. One of three. These time traveling, that would be cool, be able to go back in time, go to the future, and be able to do that. And along the same lines of that, as that would be to be able to, like, teleport, so that I never have to get on a plane again. Ever have to, like, spend 12 hours on a plane sitting there, stretched out like this. Just like that.
That's what Emmanuel looks like.
Smell like the bathroom, it's like 2 rows away.
All right, you know what?
Yeah, sorry.
I also actually, I would love to be a Valkyrie for a day because it's so a Valkyrie. It's so cool what they do to Rachel's face. You know, that like skeletal thing she's got going on and like the wings. I'd love to experience that.
Don't you want to give me that card, Mr. Dealer?
Right.
Oh, you're right, I do. Very keys.
Hello. My question is, sorry. I apologize. When you do auditions, do you have a fear that you may be typecast? Like when you walk into an audition for whatever you may be auditioning for, like, oh, hey, isn't that? Yeah, I was in Moscow. And they kind of associate you with your character, even though the person or whatever role you're playing is substantially different.
I was going to say, I think it's only natural when the world sees you one way for so long that it just seems like a natural thing to, yeah, to typecast you. That's what they see you do. That's how they see you look. And that's how they remember you. So when you do, as an actor, when you play the same character for many years, I think it is a challenge to get out of that once you do. You know, you really gotta convince people, if the situation calls for it, that, you know, you're not just that. You know, we're all artists, we're chameleons. We love to play different characters as much as we love these characters, and we'll cherish them forever because they've given us so much in so many different ways. You know, one day we will play other people, and yeah, it is tough.
Yeah, it's a very visual medium, so, you know, they see you as that character, and they're like, oh, so you know, you go to, it's like, oh, so you've been busy. You're like, yeah, kind of. Then an actor friend's like, oh, you've been busy. So now you're trying to get this part too. No, you could be yours. No.
Yeah, I agree. When you're seen one way in a character for many years, you tend to attract when they call you in for stuff, they call you into the same types of roles because that's what they've seen you do. It doesn't mean you can't do anything else. That you know, it does happen, and it's yeah, you have to work hard to break out of that and do different things and be seen in a certain light. And, you know, it changes, and you have to you're fighting it constantly, especially if you know I show for a long time and people see you as that.
Hi, my question is for Manuel. First of all, you have the best sense of humor on the show. And my question is, when you were forced to do the dance, it was very reminiscent of Elaine from Seinfeld. And I'd just like to know what was going through your mind when you were doing that.
Well, thank you. It's funny that you say Elaine from Seinfeld is in the script, in the description as, you know, it's, you know, my dialogue and it's describing what I'm doing. They actually said, starts dancing like, you know, in a freakish supposed to be that. Awesome! I just belted out, let it rip, and I was like, yay! So that was sort of like the same kind of thing with this.
You have like a natural knack for physical comedy, which it was so nice to see it because you didn't really get that many chances out of the morning for us to do something like that. But I see you in real life, and I'm like, she doesn't even know.
Aw, thank you. That was fun. Yeah, and I didn't get, I don't get a lot of opportunities to do that, or even like, a lot of those like that for the.
You never get to do a forced dance. That's so upsetting.
Okay, next question.
First of all, thanks for coming. I'm glad to have you. You brought up the body swap episode, which is one of my favorite ones. Christian Holder Reed has such a alpha male presence. Watching Channel Kinsey was hilarious. So, what did you think watching that at any time during the tape? Were you like, okay, I'm gonna
Oh no, my thoughts were, oh my god, stop doing Kenzie better than I do her. You're just doing my mojo, HR. What are you doing? I couldn't have been more proud of him. I mean, he's such a gifted actor. That just, again, proves it. We studied each other. We all, it was like acting boot camp. And him and I specifically, we would record each other doing our lines. And then we would try to copy and, improv and I always say, like, that's the real Chris, actually. You have to try too hard. Like, he's he plays like such a stoic, still, serious man. But really, as soon as they call cut, like, he's just one of the silliest.
Fun-loving.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so it was so much fun. It was so much fun to watch. And it was hard not to laugh. And I'm not used to being, obviously, Dyson. So for me to, like, be, stop still and, like, not move my face and not be able to express, like, how Kenzie expresses, it was really hard not to laugh.
Did you do push-ups before scenes?
I did push-ups, I growled.
Hey, she even did the growl.
I wish I could do it again. There was one scene that they cut because we didn't have enough time to film it, and Kenzie, as Dyson goes to the Ashland time, his office, and she runs into this security guard that's like, guarding the door, and Dyson tries to use Kenzie to like seduce the guard to let her in. It was one of my favorite scenes ever. We couldn't even film it because we like ran out of time, and I was so upset. They came to my trailer and they knocked on the door and were like, "We're not going to do this scene," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "I've been waiting forever to this, like ever." Yeah, I love to play Dyson again, and I'm sure he'd love to let loose and play.
You be a lady last year at the panel because they asked about pickup lines.
Oh yes, I saw that. I saw that debacle. He makes a good woman. I mean,
Okay, next question, please.
I was wondering if y'all could play any role out there in a TV show or movies, what would you play?
Wow, that's a big question.
Anything that Anthony Hopkins turns down. I'll play his son. I'll play his younger brother. That's it. That's okay. Anything.
I really want to play a superhero. We would both really want to play.
It could be like dueling superheroes. It could be like the same movie, both be superheroes.
I like that.
Like kind of like an Iron Man, kind of like an Avengers kind of thing, or
I think the bad guy.
you be the villain.
But your king is really good. So they survive another day.
This is the spin-off right here.
Hey, yeah, that's right. It's good.
have some of these stories you want to share about her, what it's like to work with her on behalf of all.
Anna is one of the funniest. I mean, she's amazing in so many ways. She's one of the kindest people that we've ever met. We're so lucky to have a lead who's such an angel, truly. She never complains, no matter what. She works her ass off. We just love her to bits and pieces. But I think the thing that people don't know about her, because you don't really get to see that side of Bo on screen, is how funny she is. Anna makes me laugh, like, I can't even tell you. It's really hard to do, some scenes with her because I just can't. She just makes me laugh. I don't know.
Yeah, the one that I came in, we're doing you guys and myself and Laura. And for some reason, you're both doing share impressions. You're both like, oh, I know it. I can't do share right now. It's on my head. Give me a day or two. But they were hysterical. They were making each other laugh, and it was just like the sweetest, awesome. I mean, everybody in the cast is really nice, really sweet, and really lovely. But that comes from Anna down. I watched, we watched, I watched all of us. We've all grown up together on the show in a way. I mean, I was already an adult, but I feel like we're grown up together. And watching Anna become more confident, more powerful in her own way as an actor. And just, she's such a sweetheart and such a lovely person. And very giving as an actor. It makes you want to give it back, right? And so it's her energy that gives the rest of us in the cast and all the people who come in the day to go, oh, that's the energy on this show, that's the energy everyone's got, that's what we're going to get, and that's how it goes. And it makes for a really beautiful, creative environment.
And I think any funny things that happen on set, you guys can always check out our blooper reels. That's no matter what we say up here, when you see it visually, just how we mess up, how we forget our lines, how we bump into each other, that happens every day. So if you guys ever get the chance, check out the blooper reels, because you'll see the real us in moments of frustration.
Yeah, Trick occasionally swears at Blue Streak.
I agree with both Rick and Tanya about Anna, as a lead, she sets the tone on set, and it's always a positive, happy vibe, and it does trickle down from the top, and that's an important thing on the show. If you have something, if the energy is sour, not quite right, it sort of taints the whole thing, and everybody feeds off that. So it really is important. She does it. She's amazing. She's one of the nicest people on the planet.
Well, I think we're all in agreement here that we think that you guys are all amazing too. So let's give them a hand.